Hey guys, Kinger here, bringing another video. Today's video is going to be about some of the masteries you guys shouldn't take because it can mess up your speed tune teams or unkillable or any of those teams where you have them specifically going at certain times and either through skill cooldowns or extra turn meter it messes up your turns that you guys have them set as. Uh, Reason I'm doing this video is because I've gotten a few comments in my videos saying, I can't get this team to work. Is there a reason? And it's very hard for me to sit here and try to figure out through just a comment why you guys' teams are not working. I'm hoping this video will help some of that. Another thing is that my clan leader had a problem very similar. Missed all the normal ones that people would normally take that would be turn beaters, but he took a mastery that actually had a chance to reset his cooldowns. Depending on a variance, and I'll go over it in this video, and you'll probably figure out pretty quickly which one he took. But I mean, these are very simple ones that if you didn't even think about it, that because it's on this specific champ, it could actually mess up the whole entire run, which is actually very annoying because you just think about it. If you're already done your you've done your first one, you messed up the masteries, you got your free one done, and then you by mistake took one wrong mastery and you gotta spend 150 crystals just to reset it. It's annoying. So I'm hoping I can help you guys avoid that. Um, we'll go through each and every single one. Offensive tree isn't that bad for the most part. I'm gonna show you one of them, but it won't affect you guys in clan boss because you'll never do the damage. But just in case you're doing it for other areas, like example would be you want your seer to be last or whatever after all your buffs and debuffs go out. Well, when she kills does has a chance to decrease cooldowns, which is good for her. But I'm just trying to give you guys an example. This could lower her cooldowns and mess up how you guys want it to run. This one has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by one turn if the damage inflicted by a skill is exceeded of 30% of the target's turn meter. This will never happen in clan boss, but this one could affect you guys in dungeons and stuff like that, where you guys can take 30% of the on waves or whatever. The other one that can mess up your team first, in that Seer one is this one here, the Whirlwind of Death. Once again, will not happen in Clan Boss. Want to emphasize that, but will increase the speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion, and you can stack it up to 18. So this is how you guys could all of a sudden see your Seer jump ahead of 3 people just because of how close their turn meters are, and then all of a sudden now, on that second wave completely take forever because your Seer's going after the first person goes. So those are the two that I want you guys to realize that are a bigger thing for more for dungeons, the other content. But clan boss, don't worry about those. In fact, don't ever take those because they don't do anything in clan boss. So now, uh, in the defensive tree, there's two again. This is the one my clan leader took, and you don't even think about it. It depends on which character this is on. It has a 50% chance to remove one random debuff from this champion when they lose 25% of their max HP or more from a single enemy skill. He had this on a Skull Crusher. So in theory, every second turn, he was taking the stun buff off, and he has it set to be he needs the stun on Skull Crusher to be able to do it to do his unkillable counter attack and all that right before the clan boss goes. And so what was happening is that on, let's just say, every second turn, it would go and he would clear it. And then what happens is it pushes your cooldowns back by one. So now he's doing it one turn earlier than where he needs to. And then what he was finding is that he would be dead by the 15th, 20th round. And he couldn't figure it out, and this was the cause of it. And it's something simple as that. He's testing it right now to see if this was the main reason, so he's gonna let me know. But guys, do not take this one. This one will mess up your team, and people don't realize it because a lot of people don't do defensive tree. A lot of people do support and offense. So don't take this one though. Another one is Cycle of Revenge. Now I gotta find it here. You think I can find it? Probably not. Right here. Has a 50% chance of increasing the turn meter by 15% when an ally is attacked with a critical hit. Will only increase the turn meter once if the ally receives multiple critical hits from a single skill. Very self-explanatory. Anything that increases turn meter uh, to a character on a precisely tuned speed team will mess up your whole speed comp. So uh, you don't want to take anything that does that. So, and in the support tree, you'll see a lot of those in there. So that's another one you don't want to take. A little bit later on, a lot of people won't take that one anyways because a lot of people will want to go for retribution, maybe even deterrence. But so that one's not as often taken. But just in case, I just don't want you guys to take those because those can mess up your team. Now, under support tree, there's obviously the ones that everybody knows about. Rapid response, same thing, increases your turn meter by 10%, has a 30% chance whenever you cast a buff. So, uh, same reasons as the last one. And this one's the same thing, just now with debuffs. So, with these two, along with the cycle of revenge, anything that changes your turn meter is bad news. So, uh, now this is another one that can mess up your team depending on uh, what character this is on. Has a 5% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn at the start of every turn. If this is on your Skull Crusher, what can end up happening is all of a sudden he decreases his only skill that has a turn meter, and it's the one you need to be on every 4th turn. So make sure on characters where you have specific times where you need to have this. Example would be on my team that with the 2 Banshees in that is I don't want this on my Rosh Guard or my Skull Crusher. So I make sure I don't go that way. This is also why I've probably gone defense for most of my team because in the support tree there's just too many things you can hit, which is actually part of the problem. So those are the 3 main ones. These are just like further ones down. If you're getting this far, you're choosing to do this, so you should know this by now. But just in case, I'm making sure you know. This is another one that can increase turn meter whenever an ally hero drops below 25%. And oppression or oppressor increases the turn meter fill rate by 2.5% for each active debuff by this champion. Stacks up to 10%. So obvious reasons why you don't want to have these. Some of the other ones that can mess up your teams that are very unlikely, but can still do it depending on, once again, if you need to have specific skills used at specific times. They won't use that skill. Example of this would be my Frozen Banshees. They will not use their poison sensitivity skill if one's already up. And if you need, let's just say, that skill at a certain time, this will mess it all up. So this is an example. Lasting Gifts has a 30% chance to extend the duration of any buffs cast by this champion. So if you extend it by 1 more turn, it could push that person's turn 1 more turn further in your team. So uh, it's very. I don't know of any characters offhand that have that. So these are why these are the last two that I'm going to show you because I haven't ran into a situation that I personally have that this is a problem, but these are things for you guys to look at. You guys have a lot of champs that you can use besides the ones I've shown you on my unkillable teams. So there's that one, and uh, yeah, Master Hexer, same thing. If you run into a debuff that you need on there, such as an attack down, uh, defense down, ones like that, that can mess up your comp. I don't know of any offhand that would mess it up, but this can mess it up too. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys know of any other ones that I may have missed on here, put them in the comments below. Hopefully this is helpful to some of you guys that have been trying to run these teams that I have put out there or others have, and you're running into these problems where they're just not working right. It could be because of your masteries, could be because you have multiple sets of speed sets, and that is what's messing your team up. If that's the case, try going up 1 or down 1 if it's not the masteries problem. So sometimes the percentage that it's showing you is not right for the speed. So these are just things I want you guys to think about. So other than that, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate the subscriptions I have now. I mean, you guys are helping my channel grow. If there's anything I can do for you guys, just leave in the comments. I'm always responding to any questions you guys have. So if you guys have any ideas or anything, put them down below. And until the next video, I'll talk to you guys later.